Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Body Mastery with Stan. I tell you, I cannot believe, I say this every year, right, Stan? How much I cannot believe that we are in the month of December. And whenever we have your session, we're usually on the downside of December, meaning that we're closer to the end of the year than ever. And it is tremendous. So, what do we have for everyone today, Stan? You were just telling me a story before we began.
Yeah, so as we come into this time of year, the thing that I want to help people understand is that you're not the only one dealing with stress. And so stress is present, especially around this time of year when we're gathering with people, we're trying to buy that last gift, for, 15 people. And if you're wanting to get me something, I usually wear a size large. Anyway, so just a
It's in
little
the
self.
mail.
So,
Can't help if it
so
gets lost, but hey.
yeah, yeah. So the idea is that we find ourselves under this stress because we're trying to rush around to get places or be somewhere, and we don't relax in ourselves. And what I want you to notice is that watch how you're breathing. And I think we talked a little bit about this before, but I want to share a real life story that just happened not very long ago, in the last couple of weeks. So I went into a rental shop and I was renting some equipment, and I noticed that the gal was a little bit congested when I went in, and you could tell she was kind of struggling to breathe a little bit, and she was just making it. And 2 days later, I went in back in and to confirm the equipment, and this poor gal was shoving stuff up her nose and breathing very, very laboriously and breathing out of her mouth, and her eyes were puffy. And I said, you look a little miserable. And she said, I am. She said, I am trying. And she said, I just cannot get rid of this. I've got a headache. And I said, I can help you with that in just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait a minute, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? They're thinking, people think that you're going to do something weird, but what I want to share with you is something simple that you can do. So when their stress rises up, or your congestion rises up, or you can't breathe out of both sides of your nostrils,
Mhm.
and you're breathing out of your mouth, you're really not getting any oxygen in through your mouth. That's a fact. You
Mhm.
can fact
Mhm.
check that. You're just getting air. Air does no value. There's nothing in your mouth that helps you breathe, not a thing.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, so what I said was, what I want you to do is, as hard as it is, I want you to close your mouth and I want you to
Mhm.
breathe in through your nose just normally, just for about 10 seconds. And then on the last inhale, just a nice slow inhale, not gasping for air. Then pinch your nose on the exhale. So you got very little air in your lungs. You
Mhm.
pinch your nose and then you bob your head 6 times. Okay. And then when you start to breathe again, you want to breathe in through your nose, not your mouth. Now your body's going to go into this I'm suffocating mode.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. But tame the body. You're in control,
That's right.
and breathe in gently and slowly in through your nostrils. And then you'll do that for about another 10 seconds. And then after that 10 seconds, on the exhale, once again, pinch your nose and bob your head up and down 6 times. Now, she looked like, she thought this is going to look weird if somebody walks in. But here's the thing. Would you rather look weird for a couple minutes and get immediate relief that's natural? Or would you rather have the ego rise up and keep you in pain? That's my question.
So let's try that, Stan. Why don't we go
Okay,
through that sequence? Because I think some a lot of people learn from actually going through the
absolutely.
process. Mhm.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're just going to breathe in, and I'm going to try not to breathe in too much while I'm talking, but I'm going to do it with you. So you're breathing in and you're breathing out through your nose, not through your mouth. So close your mouth. Now, on the exhale, as the air escapes, now pinch your nose together, and you might want a Kleenex or something because it will open up the sinus passage. Okay. So you're going to pinch your nose, pop your head up and down 6 times. Okay. Now breathe in through your nose gently, nice, slow, and deep breathing. Okay. And you're going to do this for about 10 more seconds. Okay. So we're going to hold that. We'll just keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. Now on this next exhale, pinch your nose again. Okay. On the exhale, pinch your nose, bob your head up and down 6 times. Now, what you're doing is you're adding the biomechanical, okay, your body moving, and the biochemical, the CO2 that's developing in your bloodstream is actually expanding and getting oxygen deeper into the blood. So there's a little bit of
Mhm.
science behind this. Now, what you're also doing is you're regulating what's happening in the lungs and in the head and in the mind. So as you enter that motion,
Mhm.
okay, that's the biomechanical, that's activity in with your breath. Now, okay, so we've been breathing naturally, normally, and slowly while I've been talking. Okay, so let's do that again. On the exhale, pinch your nose and do that one more time. And we'll do that two more sets. And the reason that you pinch your nose is because your body wants to say, hey, I'm hungry for air. And we're going to sneak a little bit in if I don't pinch my
Mhm.
nose. But if I pinch my nose, now I'm controlling my ability to sneak a little peek of air in.
Mhm.
And what I'm actually doing is I'm getting the full result of that. Now, if you'll do that,
So, a
just
question.
yes,
When are you pinching your nose after you have exhaled, or are you
after you've
pinching
exhaled.
your, oh, okay. So you're not pinching your nose and continuing to try to exhale.
No. So you
Okay.
you
Got
totally exhale. So you
it.
you exhale. You don't have to exhaust all the air in your lungs, but you want to exhaust the majority of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because this then activates the CO2,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And we've
Mm-hmm.
been told that CO2 is the enemy, but it's not. It's actually the benefactor for the body and the bloodstream.
Exactly.
So it actually, it can also,
It helps
this
to push
exercise,
the oxygen into the
yeah,
cells.
yes. So this can also reduce the lactic acid that's in your muscles when you do a workout. So if you practice breath work after your workout, it will actually reduce that lactic acid that causes that strain, that pain, that
Yeah.
tightness in the muscles. So
Yeah.
these are all the things that you can do. And you know, there's multiple different exercises that you can do, and this is just a couple minutes. And
Mm-hmm.
another exercise that I wanted to share with you is that we're sitting a lot, and it's
Yeah.
winter. I don't know where you're at, but today it was 1 degree.
Oh, it was 20 something degrees this morning.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not even gonna be our high for the day.
What?
15 is our high for today. So this morning it was 1 and it said it felt like minus 14.
Where are you
Yeah.
living again?
Indiana.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
we've kind of had a few cold days, kind of a small Arctic blast. Now
Mhm.
Thursday it's supposed to get up to 40 some degrees and rain and take the snow that we had. We've had like 12 inches of snow
Mm,
last weekend, and we got uh about 4 inches of snow this weekend,
mm.
and it was supposed to be 1 inch. But anyway, so what that does is it causes people to stay inside, and it
Yeah,
causes them to sit a little bit more.
yeah,
So what
yeah.
I want to encourage our listeners to also do is
Hmm.
just go stand against the wall.
Hmm.
Put your heels and your back and your head and your shoulders
Hmm.
against the wall. And as
Hmm.
you're standing there, what you're doing is you're changing the function of the spine, the position of the spine, which then changes the positioning of the
Alignment. Hmm.
lungs, okay, the chest cavity. And as you stand there, now just think about breathing in through your nose only, no mouth breathing. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold on the exhale for 4 seconds. This is box breathing.
Yeah.
And so you can actually do a double for your money. Okay. And here again, this is free. This is something you can do. There's no money, and you're not going to break a sweat, but you're going
Hmm.
to activate what's going on in your body. So when you're doing box breathing, what I want to encourage people to do, here again, we want to minimize the stress in our bodies, and especially at this time of year, only focus on your breath. When another thought comes in, like, oh, I got to get Aunt Sally a sweater, I got to get Uncle Charlie a tie. No, you just block that out and you focus
Hmm.
only on the breath. 2 minutes. Just do
Hmm.
2 minutes.
Hmm.
And if you do that, it's going to downregulate the sympathetic nervous system, take you out of that fight or flight, take you into a more effective human experience.
Hmm.
And you're going to really like yourself even more, and your body's going to thank you. It's simple, simple, simple body hacks that you can do. And we think we're breathing, but we're not. We're
Yeah.
taking in air.
Well, I truly appreciate this gift that you have given to everyone in our listening audience because, whether you're in the middle of the road with road rage, with people passing you by in
Yeah.
traffic, or you're in those long lines trying to check something out, or you're at the family dinner for the holidays, or at the crazy company parties, whatever it is,
Yeah.
you have the ability to shift into this zone and implement these breathing exercises, especially the box breathing. Nobody has to know that you're doing box
Yeah.
breathing. The first one that Stan shared with us, I think, maybe, and you can even, like people always are doing this anyway, blowing their nose or whatever it is. So, or go into the bathroom, go into a little
Yeah.
corner if you're
Yeah.
self-conscious. But as Stan says, it's a free gift and it affects every single aspect of your health and well-being. And so, with that, my lovelies, we appreciate you. We have enjoyed this journey with you through the year of 2025. We wish you peace and blessings as we move into 26. And Stan, I'll give you the last word.
Just enjoy your life and your